Wait, what were we calling this?
Dive to the heart.
Dive to the Heart, a Kingdom Hearts podcast where we talk about the intricacies and the clusterfuck that is Kingdom Hearts by Tetsuya Nomura. And Max, I don't know if you know this, my dear co-host, my dearly beloved co-host. Oh my god, dude, we are fucking in there.
That was so simple and clean to get.
Being with you in this recording station that we rented out, it's my sanctuary, Max. Anyway, today we're gonna face our fears and talk about something that is very. What is that? Your phone? Turn your goddamn phone off. We are in the middle of recording our inaugural podcast. We're going to talk about something that is very important. Do you know how long it's been since KH4 came out?
Yeah, I do.
It's just over 4 years before you look
Just
it up.
over 4 years.
Came out of January in 2019, and now it is March of 2023, so over 4 years ago, which is crazy to think about. But today we're not talking about KH4. We're talking about KH4, which we have a trailer for, and is apparently going to be coming out decently soon. Probably not this year, but
not gonna be this year.
Maybe next year. Like if they want to do like a 5-year anniversary thing, maybe come out early next year. It's unclear at the moment, but what is clear. Actually, never mind. I was going to say is the story implications, but those aren't clear at all. And that's what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about what could be happening in the story for Kingdom Hearts 4. And to help us out with this, I decided it would be easiest to do this on a character-by-character basis, right?
Right.
And this isn't so much as a, what do you think is absolutely going to happen, more of a, in an ideal world, what would you want to happen with your favorite characters?
Okay.
So I've written out a list of every possible character who could have a hand in this.
Okay.
Mine is a lot of the Disney stuff, because that's not really going to be... That's not going to matter. We're never going to be able to predict some of that. But
Star Wars! I want to see Star Wars!
It's already confirmed, dude. In theory. So, I wrote out a massive list of characters, and we can go through these and talk about what we think is going to happen to these characters or the story around these characters. But first and foremost, maybe we should set up kind of, just so we're sure that we're on the same page, we should maybe set up what the overall plot might be looking like going in, right?
Right.
And the troublesome thing is, that's not an easy thing. Because this is like, I'm going to tell you this right now, this is probably going to be something I'm going to talk about in another one, but I used to kind of scoff at what I thought was the hyperbolization, if that's a word, of how much people like play up how complicated Kingdom Hearts is. But that was, that was just after Dream Drop came out, and I was still on the wagon of it's not that complicated. If you play the games in release order, you'll be fine. But the problem is we're in an age now where Kingdom Hearts is at its most convoluted and messy in terms of story. And I don't think I'm gonna gain a lot of haters saying that, But just as let's just go over kind of a baseline of what we're pretty sure of, okay?
Okay.
So at the end of KH4, Sora dies, right? Which, I mean, like, that was such an obvious thing that they did. No one would ever not realize that until they talk about it with their friends after the game.
Yeah, that would never happen. No one would be so dense.
Yeah, fucking dense assholes. Who would that be? So Sora abuses the powers of space and time. Abuses the power of waking to fold the powers of space and time to his will to change what was destined to happen, potentially. And as a result, he ends up in what we call now Quadratum, right? And
a world of unreality.
a world of unreality or a world of fiction, whatever you want to call it. And he's there with this girl here who is dead, as you have so clearly pointed out. Strelitzia, whose name is also a plant. So if you want to look her up, you gotta put Space Kingdom Hearts after her name.
/ Marluxia's sixth sister.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Indeed.
Larium's sister.
Indeed, who is a very minor character in Union Cross. She's very bland and has no real character to speak of.
People really liked her, I remember, when people that played that game, at least.
I've seen every cutscene for Union Cross and Kai. Not Dark Road, I haven't sat through all that, but I have sat through all of Kai and Backcover. Not Backcover, Union Cross. We sat through Backcover together for the first time, as I recall. And that was quite entertaining, honestly.
I like the part where Aced used the hand. That was pretty good.
I love Aced. Anyway, so yeah, Strelitzia was a very minor character who died very early on after her introduction. At first, it was like, holy shit, Ven killed her. Well, actually, at first, it was like, holy shit, who killed her? Then it was like, holy shit, Ven killed her. Then it's like, holy shit, Darkness, capital D, possessing Ven killed her. Right?
Dio, all caps.
Indeed. So, she's now here, and I think in the KH4 trailer, she made some mention of, like, this is where hearts go, after, this is an afterlife kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny, because that's also what the final world was kind of supposed to be. It's like hearts that have perished, but they still have strong connections, and they're not done in the world of the living, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's where Sora ended up after the events of KH3 and Remind. And Riku and Kairi found out that he was there at the end of Melody of Memories, and Riku opened a portal to go there at the end of Melody of Memories with the help of the fairy godmother of all people.
And don't forget, Kairi's like, I'll come with you, Riku. Riku goes, no.
You suck and you're a girl. But she wants to get more training done, so she's going to go train with Aqua.
Because she has a moment where she realizes, Yensid's a horrible teacher.
Yensid really needs to retire, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and then Goofy and Donald, as we saw in the trailer, they're going off to go talk to Hades, I think. They said, like, I wonder where he's around here. So they're going off because I guess he's Lord of the Dead, and they're trying to find their dead friend. So that's kind of the overview, and there's a lot of other pieces going on, and we'll talk about all of them, but that's
the more of us really love Olympus. Well, the more of us really love fucking
James Woods.
Hercules.
Okay, so there's obviously loads of other plot lines, but we'll talk about them when we talk about the characters. So first and foremost, let's talk about Sora, right? What
piece
the
of
hell?
cake.
This is not gonna be a piece of cake. So what we saw is he woke up in an apartment, and this fucking girl was there, and she was telling him all this stuff. It's like, well, this is what we call Quadratum, and people are happy here. And then a fucking Darkseid showed up, so Sora jumps out into the street. He gets his shoes back on. He jumps out into the streets. He's still able to use his Keyblade. He still has his master parkour skills. And he goes to fight the big Darkseid monster.
And now he can turn his, the chain on his Keyblade into like a hook.
Yeah. He can manipulate the Keyblade more easily, I suppose. So what is gonna happen with Sora in this game?
Because there's not a lot of story in this trailer, actually. Like,
nope.
It's more of a, here's his new look, here's a look of Quadratum, here's a new Darkseid design, and also you get to see a little bit of what the gameplay is going to be like, and also we show off that reaction commands are back.
Mm-hmm.
And then Donald if you're looking for Sora in the underworld.
Yes. And there was a shot of the fucking forest moon of Endor. So yes.
It comes down to, are we trying to in one game finish do the Master of Master stuff and get it all done in this game?
No.
Or no, okay.
I don't think so, because at the start of the trailer they said like the Lost Masters arc.
Yeah.
And to me, that says we just got out of the Dark Seekers arc, which was like, 10 plus games, and now we're starting the new, like, saga, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first game in that new saga. That's what that means to me. So I think the Master of Masters and, like, Lushu, the Foretellers, all that stuff, and all, like, the Union Cross, Dark Road Cross, like, maybe not Dark Road, because that's all about Xehanort, but all, like, the Union Cross stuff specifically is going to be kind of the major driving force going forward, which is why I've been trying to brush up so much on that. And that's another thing that makes this kind of tough, is that we're going into this new story. So it's going to be super hard to predict where it's going to go. But one of the most important pieces of the puzzle, I think, is talking about this new thing where we're not in a world or a realm of light or darkness or even nothingness. We are in a realm of fiction, right? Or unreality, whatever you want to call it. And that is insane to me, because that opens up the door of, is Sora, like, in the real world now? In terms of the meta of the game.
I love the idea of the world of fiction is the real world.
Yeah, because, that's to them. Like, to us, Sora's world is the world of fiction. It's that whole, from wherever you're standing.
Mm-hmm.
And so is it going to be like Sora meets up with Nomura in this game?
The thing I'm most curious about is how this relates to what's going on with Yozora. So, because originally, like Nomura said, when the KH4 trailer came out, he had the choice between making a Yozora game and revealing KH4, right? Mm-hmm. Like doing KH4, and people were worried about what happened to Sora, so he decided to do KH4.
Right. So does that mean that a solo Yozora kind of thing is still planned, or does it mean they've kind of scrapped that and they're going to put Yozora's story into here from the perspective of Sora? Or is it going to be the biggest plot twist imaginable, and we're going to find out at the end that we've been playing as Yozora the whole time? Because if you remember, there was all that stuff about, Yozora's appearance doesn't match who he is. He's like wearing another image. What if he actually looks like Sora in this world? And
there's also, we have to remember the very obvious thing with Yozora, which is that he is Noctis from Final Fantasy Versus 13.
Yeah, that's something that you're going to have to talk all about, because I don't know anything about all this Versus 13 stuff. All I know is that, like, the fucking secret ending mirrored the trailer. It was like a scrapped game, right, that Nomura was working on. That was the whole thing. Am I right?
We'll go into it when we decide to talk about...
Let's have an entire podcast on that.
We'll go into it, especially when we get to the part where we talk about Yozora, what we want out of him, or whatever.
Right. Fair enough. Okay. But as for Sora, I think it's gonna... I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how they're gonna do Disney Worlds in this game. Like...
I have to assume we get out of Quadratum within... I assume Quadratum's gonna be like a Twilight Town from KH2, where it's
like the 3-hour prologue or whatever.
Yep.
It could be, but I thought Nomura said that it was going to be like the hub world of this game, something that you're going to repeatedly come back to, and it's going like you're going to get involved in like Sora's daily life and stuff. And like, so they're bringing in kind of like daily kind of like Persona stuff in here. Like, I'm not too sure what that's going to be about.
Unless we're going to do this thing of no, never mind. They've already done like live action stuff in Kingdom Hearts.
Well, Nomura has said that it's becoming harder for them to choose like what kind of properties from Disney they want to add in because of the graphical like increases, and that's why it's a lot easier to do stuff like CG projects, which is why you had all the Pixar and KH3, and why they're probably going to be doing more live action stuff, a la Star Wars in this next one.
I wonder how like the ratio between original world stuff and Disney World stuff is going to be in the next game.
It's...
What if we do a thing in KH4 of, in this world of fiction, we jump into like how Winnie the Pooh is like a storybook, right?
Right.
Like, what if all the worlds are like physical kind of objects things you jump into, like almost Mario 64-esque.
Mario 64 painting style, and you can jump into all of them through different places in Quadratum. go down to the local coffee shop and there's a TV there playing Star Wars and you jump into that. I don't know.
That and like because Donald and Goofy have to like they like I can imagine Donald and Goofy not being in the intro, but they have to end up somehow with Sora.
Yeah. I don't know. I can see this being a game where it's like they've done games before where you're playing a Sora and you don't have Donald and Goofy.
I mean, yeah, this is basically Dream Drop 2.
It's like Dream Drop, so, yeah. So it could be like just like that game where the side story is Donald and Goofy trying to find Sora, and they just don't get anything done the entire time, but it's a fun little aside.
I wonder if it's going to be Dream Drop because that last trailer before the Remind stuff came out, where it's like Sora and Riku looking for Sora in Quadram, and they just keep missing each other, and it's like inverse versions of the town, basically.
Right.
So I wonder if
very Dream Drop, isn't it?
So I wonder if we will be doing this thing of like having sections as Sora and having sections as Riku.
I don't know. If so, I hope they do it better than Dream Drop.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I hope they do everything better than Dream Drop. Right. So I don't know. Like, at the end of the trailer, we saw not the end. The end was like Goofy and Don, but at the end of like the Sora bit in the trailer, we saw like the two black cloak guys, and one of them I think we can safely assume is the Master of Masters because he was doing that same pose where he's just like casually, he's like has his hands behind his back and stuff. The other one, I think the two most likely options are either Lushu or Luxord. I can't imagine it would be anyone other than those two, but then again, it's a black figure, it could be anyone.
But Luxord is Zora's driver, though.
Yeah, but he could still be there. So yeah, I'm not sure what they're gonna do with that. Are they gonna be villainous figures in this game? Are they just gonna be like teases where they show up every now and again and you're not really sure what's going on with them? I don't know. I'm really not sure. Because the Master of Masters is like, first of all, he's very enigmatic and we don't know a lot about him, but we do know that he fucking hates darkness and he wants to end up destroying darkness entirely.
If we go by his speech and free, I could be, but he basically goes, I could be a good guy, or I could be a bad guy. My motives are unclear.
Just don't trust anything he says, basically. Even when they told us his motivations in wherever, fucking Union Cross or whatever. Maybe he's not even telling the truth there. I guess we don't know for sure. But so far, everything that he's done has made sense given what he told us his motivations were in Union Cross, is what I'll say. So, yeah, another thing is, like, how does, like, I don't think the Heartless is supposed to be in Quadratum, so how did they get there? Is it just a thing where, like, Sora still has the Keyblade, so the Heartless is still going after him, and they somehow managed to break their way into this world? I don't know. Is there, like a Master of Darkness, like we know that there's obviously these Darkness capital Ds, but is there, like, one that was able to, like, build up the power to break into Quadratum? Did they break through from fucking whatever Daybreak Town or whatever where they were trapped? I don't know. I did watch a theory where it was theorized that inside the black box is whatever's holding the data Daybreak Town. So maybe like Lushu brought the box to Quadratum and then like unleashed the Darkness capital D from there. I don't know. But overall, all we know with Sora is that he's going to be very confused, but still super friendly. And
he does look a little depressed in that trailer, though.
Maybe this is going to be the time he finally fucking just can't solve his own issues, because we thought he was going to have that in KH4, but then he literally bended the laws of space-time to fix his problems.
You know, I have to respect him for that.
Yeah, he never gives up on his friends, and that's what's admirable about him.
Now he's separated from his friends, though.
Yeah, so what's his main thing going to be? Is he going to be, I'm going to do whatever I can to get back, or is it, I'm going to stay here and try and protect these people because I'm the only one who can? You know? Who knows? Anyway, I think that's a lot of talk for Sora, so we can move on to, obviously, our next point of contention. This one is about Minnie Mouse, Riku. So, Riku, as we know, at the end of Melody of Memories goes into Quadratum. We know he's been dreaming of it, which is part of that was like one of the keys that helped them open the portal there. And that's one thing that's already kind of like, whoa, what? Is that just because Sora was there and they have such a strong connection?
Because Riku was also in Dream Drop Sora's Dream Eater, right? Something like that.
Yeah. So that's actually a good point. So maybe that's gonna be the key they use to connect it. But
and if we go by Union Cross, because Dream Eaters ended up being the souls of all the children who died.
Yeah, they were the souls of the dandelions in the Data Daybreak Town, who all died when Daybreak Town was destroyed, and they had the choice of either becoming Dream Eaters or reincarnating as someone else's heart.
And when you become
the original Dream Eaters came from, I believe.
And Dream Eaters' goals were basically they would stay with the new people in the Data Daybreak Town, or whatever, and they would just kind of eat their memories of the Keyblade War, so they wouldn't have PTSD about that.
That makes sense.
Which is probably we're reaching here, but if Riku is Sora's Dream Eater, it would make sense that he's seeing things from Sora.
I think Riku being Sora's Dream Eater is more of a plot thing, like a way of explaining what he did in Dream Drop more than anything else. I don't think he is literally connected to the Dandelion Dream Eaters of
no. I'm just more going with the consent of
that's a lot of D's Dream Drop distant now. Anyway. No, I get what you're saying. But as it stands, I think Riku is gonna be very Riku had I think his arc was wrapped up pretty cleanly at the end of or by the end of KH4.
I'm glad for you to not do the thing of he's still fighting with the darkness. He doesn't know if he wants to use it or not.
Yeah, I'm glad they especially with that last scene with Ansem when he died, and it's we've been on a long journey, but I want you to go forth and just do as much as you can with your life now. And I think that's kind of what Riku would be doing if he wasn't trying to fucking get Sora back, which is obviously where he's going here.
I'm glad the kind of thing, the kind of arc Riku's gone through of, in the first game, it was, I kind of want to surpass Sora, and I also want to get off this island, and I'll do whatever it takes to do that. In the process, realizing to gain what he wanted was not what, by having his world consumed was not really a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then Recom dealing with the guilt of all that. And you kind of want to meet up with Sora to apologize, and then also making this kind of vow to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
And from that vow, he throughout the games, he really is just doing his best to always just try and protect Sora in his own ways.
Mm-hmm. And especially going to whatever length he needs to do, no matter how self-damaging it might be. He unleashed the powers of darkness within himself and took on the horrific Ansem form, just so he could have a chance of getting Sora's memories back. Which
makes sense that
I love how far he's willing to go.
Which makes sense that he would be the one I will jump immediately to this world of fiction.
Yeah. So that's exactly what we're expecting him to do, is just do anything he needs to do, fight anyone he needs to fight, and just do whatever he can to get back to Sora.
Which is why we gotta watch that 6-hour video called Riku is Gay and Why That Matters.
Alright, fine. Fine. Okay. Anything else on Riku?
I'm excited to see if it's gonna be a thing where we get to play as him. I assume it will be. We building this up too much of him of the trailer stuff. Of him going to Quadratum. But outside of him,
playable character.
for not to be but I don't really know outside of what his mission structure is gonna be outside just I'm looking for Sora. I didn't find Sora. Look for Sora.
I think it could be a neat way of doing one character does more of the Disney stuff that's not going to end up adding to the overall story, but it's more character based, and one is the more story focused stuff. And I would reckon that Riku would be a better one for the more story based stuff, where he's learning about what Quadratum's all about and how it relates to the realm of light and dark and nothing, and in between and all that. Whereas Sora is just he's helping people by going into Disney World somehow, and using that as a way of trying to not let the Heartless destroy another fucking plane of existence.
Alright. Dumb headcanon. Alright, Sora goes to Disney Worlds. Riku goes to other Square Enix property world.
Right, so he goes to like fully fledged out Final Fantasy worlds, and they bring back the world that ends with you.
Hey, see that it would make sense because that's why Riku in KH4 also has the Noctis design.
And Riku's final world, he goes to the world that represents Versus 13.
Yes.
Boom. And Nomura finally gets to have his dream. Alright, fair enough. Okay. Kairi.
Dog,
Is Kairi gonna do anything in this game?
I feel like she has to. Free builds up her doing something, then they fail, and then realizing they fail, have to do a remind, and make it so that she has to do something. Then they're still like, okay, let's give her a big boss fight in memory of memories, like a cutscene boss fight where she gets to be really cool, right?
She gets her own fucking game, first of all, because they realized it still wasn't enough, and then they put her at the final boss, and then she doesn't get to fight.
It's so funny. It's her game. None of the skins you can use to play the game let you use her.
Oh my god. It's
they've realized they've realized they don't quite know what they want to do with her, I think.
Beyond being a love interest, which they realize is too shallow.
Mm-hmm.
But
and, like there's cute moments with her in Furry, especially in Remind.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Kairi in 1 and 2 still.
I like her in 1. I think in 2 she's pretty much a nothing thing, honestly. I like the couple of scenes she's in, but she's just not in it at all.
She's barely in the game. She's of the main characters, she's barely in the cutscenes comparatively.
And she has 2 counterpart characters who are vastly more interesting. Well, 3 if you count Aqua, who are just vastly more interesting than her. But I digress. That's not about beyond what we think of her as a character. I think you say they have to do something with her here. I think they perfectly set her up to not do anything in this game, because they set her up at the end of Melody being, you need to train more. Go train with Aqua. And I think that's them saying, we're not going to see Kairi for a while, but when we see her next, oh man, she's going to be ready. It's let's just gloss over the fact that Shion is, so much more capable and and is, basically a year old.
I bet you that we will get a Kairi spin-off game. An actual, real Kairi spin-off game at some point.
I'd play it.
Yeah. I need Kairi to go back to being quirky also.
Right. One thing I don't get is they they gave her boobs in 3, but they also really I feel like they de-aged her.
Yep.
I feel like 2 she was at her most mature, and I know they switched voice actors, which is kind of
they switched voice actors in every game for Kairi.
I think 1 and 2 had the same voice actor.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure. Anyway, who cares? But I don't know. I just feel like I want her to be quirky, but I also want her to I laugh so hard when you're fighting Xehanort with Kairi. It's finally I get this amazing fulfillment moment, and then you throw an attack. It's please work. Please. That is so pathetic. So yeah, I would be happy if she did something in this game. I don't think she's going to, though.
I feel like every character looks at the age from 2.
I don't know. I mean, Sora definitely, but I think that's just where they want to go with him in terms of that's where they've been going with him since 2. I think 2 was Sora at his most mature seeming, and then I think they just want to make it not quite as that. That's where they're
saying the fact that every time after that game until 3, he was de-aged in the game.
Very much, yeah.
Riku also looks Riku
yeah.
looks younger, but he's also looks like he's taller. I feel
He's so fucking tall. It's kind of ridiculous. Him next to Mickey Mouse is so funny. Anyway, but yeah,
two sons are so good.
that's all I'll say about Kyrie is that I don't think they're gonna do anything with her.
But
yes,
the last thing I want to get on this is it's really funny comparing their 1, 2, and 3 designs because you can literally see Nomura's interest at the time in terms of designs change between each game because like 1, it was okay, we're making these characters a little more like they're inspired by Disney, but they're also like have a slight like Final Fantasy tinge to them, right?
Mhm.
Especially with Sora's outfit. And then 2, it was literally during Nomura's era where he would really like zippers and like belts and stuff like that. And how he would add extra belts and stuff on things because people told him he added too much stuff, so then he would out of spite add more. And then mid 3, it's during like because not just he's it's not just like Kingdom Hearts where he was having this thing of belts and stuff like that. It was other games also. And 3, he's literally gone to plaid. And that's how his designs other games also using a lot of plaid. That's what he was into at the time.
It's the fashion, you know. I respect that. I respect the shit out of that. All right. If we're done with Kyrie, this is probably a quick one because I already kind of gave my thoughts. Donald, Goofy, and Jiminy Cricket.
Jiminy Cricket will have like 1 or 2 lines to establish he's still around, he's still alive.
Okay, but here's the thing. What if Jiminy Cricket is with Sora in Quadratum? Because here's the thing, Max. Sora fucking died, and Jiminy was with him in the afterlife.
Oh my god, Jiminy will be your fucking navigator for quests and stuff like that. Now, Sora, did you ever talk to Robble? Who the fuck is Robble, Jiminy? Wow, he's over there. He's got a quest marker on him. Maybe we should go give him a little talk.
Sora, you know you have to pay your heating bill. They're gonna come after you. You're a week late.
Why didn't you die with me? Like, actually just die.
I would not have gotten your heart back. The Lich will keep you.
Donald and Goofy... I feel like they have to, have to be with Sora, like, after the intro. It just feels...
Right.
It feels too weird to not have them in the main line game.
I get, yeah, no, that makes it. That's a good argument. That makes me think. Yeah, that actually makes me think more towards what you're saying. But I think if you really want to push this level of being thrown out of your comfort zone, I think the most effective way to do that is to put Sora on his own or put him with new characters.
Though what happened a lot, I feel, is gonna be like how KH4 does, where we have this cutscenes where back at Yensid's tower, right?
In between each fucking Disney World.
Yep, and it's gonna be Donald, Goofy, or Mickey, whoever. Like, what? How can we find Sora? What's going on? And what's going on with these masters?
Max.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go too far, but because we're gonna have an entire thing about this. Gonna be the KH3 rant one. If they fucking set up the story like they did in KH3 again, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Because KH3 drives me fucking crazy, where we go to these asinine fucking Disney worlds that have no relation to the plot, and then you just get a sprinkling of the story you actually care about between each one, and then by the end of those Disney worlds, you realized it was all fucking pointless, and then they backload the entire fucking, 10 hours of actual story into the end of the game. If they do that again, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Bro, the Yensid Tower cutscenes or the or them on the Gummy Ship cutscenes, you know what it really reminds me of? It reminds me of the visual novel thing of when we have 4 locations where things can happen.
Yeah, I guess.
This is these 4 locations we can show people talking about the plot.
Especially in Dream Drop, because every single one was in Yensid's Tower.
I hate Yensid's Tower so much. I hate Yensid.
Oh, racist bastard. Oh my god, so you think Donald and Goofy are gonna join in pretty quick. I would probably put my money on them If they do, it won't be until a good amount into the game, but that seems less likely than them not going at all.
Unless we try to give Sora a new party to travel with.
Yeah, not a new permanent party, but just, something. Maybe like Yozora is your party member, and one of his friends that we saw in the trailer.
Luxor.
Yes, that would be the most insane fucking party. Sora, Yozora, and Luxor, or whatever his human name is.
Let's go. Pick a card!
I always win in the end.
Can you imagine their trendy attack?
Oh my god.
Luxor throws a dice on the ground, and Sora starts running on top of it like it's a barrel into the enemy.
Sora's just doing his fucking laser beam attack. He's actually getting stuff done.
Luxor and Sora looks like, let's play another game. Sora goes, let's do it, and they high five, and Yozora's in the back like,
use it, Sora. A wild card.
Oh man, I'm actually a little hyped for this. Wait a minute.
Oh my god! All right.
I think that's all I really got to say about Donald and Goofy.
Yeah. Next up, Michael Mouse.
I think it's gonna be the same thing. Mickey will have nothing to do with almost the story outside of exposition cutscenes.
Right.
Or maybe we'll see him kill a Heartless 2 while he's running around. In fucking KH4.
I think he had his big moment in Remind, and they're gonna just keep him as the background so people can make more jokes that Michael Mouse is in their anime video game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty much what they're gonna do. Alright, Yensid and the Three Fairies.
Who fucking cares? We already know it's the Three Fairies will not show up.
The Three Fairies won't be there. Yensid's gonna do what he did in every single game, where he just sits on his ass doing nothing.
Except for that one time he parted the Red Sea.
He came in to part the Red Sea, and then he never showed up again. And the next time he saw him, he was just back in his fucking chase.
I hate him so fucking much.
Oh my god. Okay.
Moving on.
Fair enough. Terra and Ventus.
I feel Terra won't have much screen time, but I feel like we're leading up to stuff with Ben a little bit more with Darkness and stuff.
Darkness and with capital D.
Yeah, there's a capital D.
Because I believe he is carrying one of the 13 Darkness capital Ds within him, which they've retroactively said that's part of what Vanitas is. Mm-hmm. Which is, I have my qualms about that as a plot point, because that definitely takes away a lot from some of the Birth by Sleep stuff that I actually like.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, they better do something with Ventus, because I already ranted this to you a bit. If they do nothing more with him, then the entire fucking plot twist of him being a character in the Age of Fairy Tales will have been for nothing. So they better
It literally could have been anyone else then.
Yeah. It could have been Dave, but yeah, they better do something with him. I don't know about in this game. I don't know if he's going to do anything in this game.
I think it'll probably be the next game where Sora's finally completely out of Dry and all that, and we're fully focusing on the Master stuff.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Terra has much to do in this game. He has gone through his arc. Xehanort was a villain that was closely entwined with him.
He was all Xehanort. All Xehanort and then inner conflict, so I think if he's in this game, it'll be a Mickey thing. He does something to advance the plot that could have been done by any of the heroes,
Yeah.
Let's see. Aqua. I put Aqua on her own because I know part of her is going to be training Kairi.
And the Terra thing. There's not much, the problem with this is also going to be linked to other characters. The problem with the BBS in the 358 crew is they were closely tied with the Xehanort Saga stuff.
Yeah, and they've had their stories. Their arcs are complete.
Yeah.
So if they don't bring them back, people really want them to. I heard about an interview with Nomura where he was asked if they were planning on bringing back the Birth by Sleep and the Days trios because people really like them. And he said it's actually been kind of a pressure in the writing room trying to decide how they want to balance the fact that they're trying to tell these newer stories with the fact that they also feel pressure to bring back these older characters and have them have more stuff to do. Not that it's bad, because they still do want to write cool stories and give them stuff to do, but it does feel like kind of a pressure where if they don't bring in the characters that people still like, then they're gonna, people are gonna complain, like they sort of like they did with the Final Fantasy stuff in FF or KH3.
The example I can think of this exact thing kind of happening is the Ruby.
Yeah.
Because there's so many cast members on Ruby, and people are probably all the time like, when's Blank coming back?
When's Roman Torchwick coming back? He got eaten!
And usually also, when they do bring his characters back, it's not!
They're kind of just like caricatures of what people remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a lot of stuff, I think. Excuse me.
It's like, I would love to see Roxas and do stuff again, but I don't know what he could do.
I don't want it to be shallow.
Yeah.
I want it to be meaningful if they're going to give him something to do. Honestly, I think what would be really cool is if he and Sora just have a cutscene where they just sit down and fucking talk about, like, the nature of existence. Just, like, one cutscene where they just sit down and have a fucking bro talk and actually, like, be honest with each other about, like, what each other means to their own existences. I think that would be, like, the perfect thing for them, honestly.
Alright, here's the perfect way of making this stuff work. That's probably not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Either A, we unlock throughout the game side stories, or Tails kind of skit things. We can hit a button and just watch with the other characters kind of hanging out and doing their own things.
Like a Fire Emblem support kind of thing.
Yeah, which would be super cute, and it's a way to have them still pop up and people see them again and kind of wonder and see what they're kind of doing in their epilogues, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Or you make it so after you beat the game, you get like a fucking extra mode where we just unlock fucking like just written stories of them and stuff like that, like how the secret reports are.
Sure. One thing that they could do that just popped into my mind randomly, and this is like they would never really do this because it just seems like a lot more writing and thinking has to go into it. But you go to, say, a Disney World, and not only do you pick up one of the characters there, like you have Luke Skywalker on your team, right? Mm-hmm. But also, like, they have so many, like, hero characters now who are part of, like, the squad, that each of them goes to a different Disney World, and they have, like, a part in the story there, and they're also on your team. So you go to Star Wars World, you get Luke Skywalker on your team, but also, Terra's there, and he's doing his own thing, like trying to do something to help the cause for whatever their main goal is in the game. And that could be something that I would, like, if I were a fucking designer, that'd be something that I could do, because then you could have a character put in a world and have them have their own little mini story arc that's also in relation to whatever Disney property it is, have it in relation to that story, and also have it all tie into the greater narrative and Sora's adventure and all that. But that seems like something they wouldn't do. So yeah, that was Aqua.
Yeah.
That kind of ties into, like, the next one is Roxas and Shion, and again, their stories are done, so if they're in the game, it'll probably be a very minor thing. I could see them just being in the background of a Yensid Tower scene, and maybe have, like, a line, I don't think they'll be major players.
Back where you in Tower scene, and they need to be holding hands, with Axel also.
They're just eating ice cream in the back. Speaking of Axel, I have Lee and Isa as their own thing, and they actually do have a story they need to tell because there's the whole Subject X thing going on.
Yeah.
It's not entirely clear where they're going with that. That could be its own little, like, thing we talk about. I'm sure we've both read all the theories and have, like, our ideas about who the Subject X character is. All in all, I don't think it's going to play into KH4.
It's going to be something for the next game. It'll be something, not for, but something afterwards, I feel.
Yeah, I don't think Subject X is going to be a real prime player in this one. which is odd because I don't know what the story of 4 is going to be at all. I don't know how it's going to play into all this side stuff they've been building up. I just don't see them.
Now, don't forget also, there is another Kingdom Hearts phone game coming that's
Missing Link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's supposed to do the reincarnation of your character from Union Cross.
Yeah.
Who eventually becomes the old man who raises Xehanort, or old woman, I suppose. Yeah, I don't see that playing into 4 either. I think what Nomura is doing is he's building up these 2 main storylines, where you have the Age of Fairy Tail storyline, and you have the Prime Kingdom Hearts storyline. And the only real crossover we have between the 2 right now is the Master Masters Lucio in the box. And now Strelitzia, you know? So they're starting to cross a bit, but I don't think we're ready to go into the full-on these worlds are colliding yet. I think that's something they're going to do closer to the end of this little saga that they're starting with 4. Especially considering how quickly they're making this game, relatively speaking, for a Kingdom Hearts game. How quickly they're going from 3 into 4. I don't think they're putting as much of the bombastic story into this one. It's going to be a crazy story because we're going into an entirely new realm of existence here. But I think a lot of this game is going to be setting up the rules and how all that works, and not dealing with it entirely.
Now, mind you, one of the reasons they're also able to work on this faster now is that they've become used to working with Unreal now.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not going to be a situation with Free where this game had to restart development completely because they switched to Unreal.
They're not switching to a new animation or fucking development engine for this game. Hopefully. You never know.
Because this game was originally going to run on, say with you probably don't know what I'm going to say, but
nope.
the Luminous engine, which is what Final Fantasy 15 runs on.
And it doesn't run very well.
No.
Well, I'm glad they restarted.
The only other game that's been on the Luminous engine was Forspoken, which came out a month ago, I think. And then that's the studio that does the Luminous engine games. Just got disbanded and eaten to Square Enix because that engine's horrible. All right, moving on now.
All right. So Lee and Isa, they're probably not going to factor in Namine. Do you think Namine is going to have any part to play here?
No, not at all.
That's really fucking depressing because I agree with you.
we will not see. And we'll see, probably the background shots of Nominee, whatever. Well, we won't have a real conversation with Nominee to the moment when Sora finally gets back home and he says thank you to her. A real thank you.
Yeah, dude. Surely he had one during the time he had, before he disappeared, because they were on the island together. But I guess he would just want to spend as much time as he can with Kairi. I don't know. Dude, that makes me so upset. But here's the thing, if any storyline comes along that has to do with anything regarding memories, there's your character.
There's your character.
It's not gonna happen.
They'll keep her in their pocket.
Oh my god, dude, I'm so fucking upset. Okay, Hainer, Pence, and Olette.
Nothing.
You don't think they're gonna show up at all?
No.
Okay.
No, god damn it, they will. They'll be on the computer and be like, so we research more about the world of unfiction.
No, that's gonna be our next topic. And that would be Ansem the Wise, Ienzo, Vexen, Dylan, Alias, and Demix.
They'll just do that thing they did in Free, they'll research
the gummy phone every 2 seconds.
They'll basically researching about the world on reality. Whenever they learn something big, they'll tell us the exposition to us. Outside of that, they'll never leave that laboratory.
Fair. that's where Ansem lives, yeah. Alright, this is an interesting one. Maleficent and Pete. So the last time we saw them was in the ending to KH4, not the secret ending, but the post-credits ending, where Lucy gathered the foretellers he'd gotten the box out of the ground, and Maleficent and Pete were overlooking it, and they were too late to get it for themselves.
I don't fucking know. Honestly,
I I think if Lucio and the Foretellers aren't a big part of this game, neither is Maleficent and Pete.
Yep.
But I think they will be, is the thing, because I'm pretty sure Lucio is in that trailer.
I assume will be a thing that'll happen is that maybe Maleficent and Pete, because as they somehow know like a piece of information of the main plot, they'll hint at something to our main cast. And they'll be like, but what could they mean by that? And then they'll go in the portal and disappear for like 2 hours or so for like multiple hours of the game, so they show up again later and be like,
no, I need them to do something in this game next. I
They're
can't
not-
handle their plot in 3 was pointless. The box didn't add to anything. They need to actually do something in this game, or not be in it at all. I can't have them show up every 2 hours to do nothing.
I would be perfectly fine if Lucio just murks them. But I don't think that would happen, though.
Maleficent seems like they're actually trying to make her important, because she had, like, stuff to do.
She's been sent back through time, she's been...
And she knows about the Book of Prophecies, so they have to have... You know what? Maybe they don't have to. Maybe they use her to build up Lucio as, like, a bigger fucking threat, question mark?
As I said, they've already... What's gonna happen? They'll hint at something important that the main cast needs to find out or need to know about. They'll do that a few times, till the end of the game. They'll attempt to constantly try to get ultimate power, and fail.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I was watching a thing where this person was talking about it. Why am I echoing?
Why are you echoing?
I don't know. My thing's coming through your mic.
Why?
Just all.
Why is this?
Alright. Are you good now? Nope, I'm echoing again.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill Alex.
Good thing I can cut this out.
Hey, speak?
Yeah? Okay, I think you're good now. Alright. So, did you change anything?
No!
Okay, well, I'll let you know if it happens again.
I'll kill Alex. Alright, continue on.
Okay, what was I saying? We were talking about Maleficent and Pete, and how they're probably not going to do anything except for, well, they're going to do really dumb stuff. Anyway, let's just move on to, a pair of characters that may or may not do something. Actually, I think this pair of characters will have to do something in this game, and that is Laurium and Elrena.
Yes.
Because they're back now, and we know that Strelitzio's in this game. And we know that Marluxia may or may not have gotten his memories back when he was dying. So...
It'll either be late this game or next game. It really depends on... Because Sora needs to basically learn that Marluxia and Lurium and Strelitzia are brother and sister.
Uh-huh.
And she needs to either escape or with that information, Sora needs to fucking like try to find them. To let them know, and that's probably not gonna be something until like either the end of the game they find it, like that kind of starts getting set up, or next game they'll he'll want to tell them,
right?
Or she'll get out of Quadratum and be like, "I have someone I have to meet."
Fair. That seems like an astute observation. All right, the Final Fantasy gang. So. Leon, Yuffie, Aerith, Sid.
I don't know. It's because Nomura knows. Nomura knows now that Cloud's not going to show up.
Yeah, I think Cloud and Sephiroth are going to show up.
They had their chance.
They had the chance to go for the three-peat Sephiroth, and they fucked it up.
Yep. Yeah, I'd like to imagine the reason why Cloud and Sephiroth are not showing up is because they're doing the remake stuff right now.
Fair. But couldn't that just be a chance to, like, cross-promote?
No.
Okay. Alright, what about the rest of them?
Nomura knows that people want Final Fantasy characters, but also he knows that there's not much he can have them do.
Well, he knows that he wants to tell his own story, and yet people incessantly beg for Final Fantasy characters, even though they, like...
have nothing to do.
They don't do much.
They didn't do much in the original game. Like, they did the most in 1.
I think they did the most in 2, honestly.
Oh yeah, you do get the Final Fantasy fights.
But I think I do want, like, me personally, as someone who, like, I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy person, as you know. I've played the first, the second, and the 6th one, like, years ago. That being said, I do want them to tell stories with their characters, considering they have so many of them now.
Uh-huh.
And I am interested in seeing them actually fleshed out. So yeah, I'm okay with them. Like, if Nomura feels like he has to put them in to avoid people just like screaming, I'm okay with him just giving them very minor roles where they don't do much, a la Remind.
And it's interesting because I do like the Kingdom Hearts version of the Final Fantasy characters because they actually do feel different in a way from
they're cute.
their actual versions.
Like Sid's a grumpy old man, and Yuffie is like just all fucking happy-go-lucky, and like a squall.
Yuffie
is just a fucking aloof dick.
Yuffie does not. He doesn't even feel like the same character.
I wouldn't know, and that's what I'm happy with.
Like the sports for that is like exactly the same, but they don't have the thief aspect of her at all.
What about Titus? Do you want to see Titus come back?
Titus?
Whatever the fuck they want to pronounce it.
No.
No Titus. No Waka.
No.
Gull wings.
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
I like them, but I don't need this. I have no desire to see them again.
Fair.
Okay. What, they're gonna be grown up now? It's gonna be actual. We get James Arnold Taylor for Titus. Finally.
No, they're actually gonna get James Arnold Taylor for fucking Jack again. He's gonna be voicing Jack Sparrow again.
He did him in
2, yeah.
That's alright. Moving on.
Alright. Merlin and the Fairy Godmother.
Nothing. Well, I think Free Lily set up. That's probably the last time I'm gonna do Pooh.
Okay, but the Fairy Godmother had like she fucking.
Oh yeah, she'll
the universe to get.
Yeah, she'll show up. She'll show up. But I don't. Merlin will probably show up in like one cutscene probably.
I can see neither of them showing up. Honestly, they just used her to open up Quadratum, and that's it.
But I said I don't think we're gonna see. Like, this is probably cut in the head, but we're not gonna see Pooh Bear again, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Like, I think
how they handle it in 3, yeah.
Free was really setting up like the fact that Sora is getting older, and like him and Pooh's bond is literally like dissipating.
Yeah. Honestly, if they need to send more people to Quadratum, I could just see Yensid doing that, and they just don't bring it up again.
Because Yensid has to be there always. I fucking hate him so much.
Alright. Fucking who else? Minnie Mouse, Daisy Duck, Chip and Dale, and Pluto. You think any of them are gonna do anything?
No. Was Minnie even in Free?
She was at the end when Mickey returned home after all the stuff.
Yeah, no.
Okay, yeah, Minnie probably, like, Minnie and Daisy, I could see them at the beginning, like, Daisy seeing off Donald as they go and look for Sora.
Yeah, back in the background, that's it.
And then Chip and Dale, I have no idea, because I don't know how they're going to do, like, traveling. I can't see them having a gummy ship in this game.
Yeah.
I can't see them really doing anything.
We'll like, hear their voice, because, like, while Donald and Goofy are traveling through worlds to look for Sora, they'll be like, guys, I'm
radio in with updates from Ansem. Hades. How do you think Hades is gonna play into this? Is it gonna be like a Wild Youth chase where they go see him, but he's like, "What are you talking about? He's not in my underworld."
One long cutscene. That's it.
So you don't think they're gonna do like an Olympus Disney World?
No.
Also, going again.
Oh my god! Why?
I don't know.
Why can I never win?
I'll let you fix that. Alright, is it good?
Nope.
It's echoing.
What could be causing? Here, let me try this.
I don't know. I have no idea.
No.
I like echoing. Oh, there we go.
Sure.
Okay. We're getting to the end of this list here. Luxord.
Luxord, I feel, has to be really important.
How do you think Luxord the driver is gonna play out?
If he's not important in this game, he'll be important in the Yozora solo game.
If that's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, if Nomura still plans doing that.
I think if he's not gonna be important in this game, he's definitely gonna be in like a secret ending.
Because they have built too much into this man now.
Yeah, they have to do something with him, and honestly, I think they have to do something with Demix, but they probably don't. Demix probably had his Demix time in 3, so maybe not.
It comes down to, is Demix actually just a dumbass, or is he going to be really important?
Is Demix the master of masters?
Yeah.
I would actually find it fucking hilarious if they get to the end of this series, or however far they go, and Demix is the only org member who you don't find out anything about his past. But I feel like they have to.
He still just commits to being a nobody for the rest of his life.
They have to, because they brought him up in the Keyblade Legacy scene.
Yeah, him and Lux are the two we know nothing about.
Yeah.
We know a little bit more about Luxor now that we see the secret ending for.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only a tiny bit. In the fact that we had the bit of even Lushu doesn't know who Luxor is.
Did Luxord and the driver have the same Japanese voice actor?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Because what if it's just a wild goose chase where they just randomly picked Robin Eggendaus to voice the driver without thinking? Okay, fair enough. Lushu and the Foretellers, assuming, unless you have more to say.
I was gonna say, literally, him and Lushu's cutscene ends with Lushu being like, "Luxor, who the fuck are you?
Who are you, Luxord?" And we're never gonna call him Luxord. Okay, before we move on, do you think the wild card's gonna either be brought up or used in this game? Or is that something they're gonna save for 14 years from now?
14 years from now.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, Lushu and the Foretellers. / also Ava, because she's the one who is really kind of a question mark right now.
We'll have basically the org cutscenes in other games, but with them. But I have no idea. Because they're the villains of this game, serious now, right?
Are they villains?
I don't know.
I have no idea what they're gonna do with them. Because their story seemed done. Their story essentially was that they were manipulated by the Master of Masters into carrying each one of them carried one of the Darkness capital D's, and then they all died in the Keyblade War.
Yeah.
But now it seems like they've been brought back somehow by Lushu. So what does that mean? Because I've never gotten the impression that Lushu has ever had any desire to go against the Master of Masters' plans. I think it's been well established that Lushu believes in what the Master of Masters believes and what he wants to do. And so he's strived to do whatever he can to ensure that those plans go well. So I assume this is just part of the Book of Prophecies and part of the Master of Masters' plan that he's bringing the Foretellers back. Sans Ava, who we don't know where she is or what she's doing.
It really comes down to, I feel we'll have a thing of where we have to fight the Masters. The Foretellers, I should say. Because even despite the fact they know they're manipulated, they can't help themselves from not helping their Masters. And there's gonna be a thing of Sora being like, "You guys should think for yourselves!" No.
Yeah,
and he beats them up.
Honestly, I just kind of... No, never mind. I was going to say, I could see Sora believing in the Master of Masters, but the thing is, the Master of Masters is willing to sacrifice people, especially people he cares about, to achieve his goal, and I don't think Sora's on board with that, so I can see that being what brings him into conflict. Plus, I think the idea of them being the 7 deadly sins is probably too ripe for them not to be a series of villains that Sora has to go after. So
and bonk them with Keyblade, and he'll have like some kind of speech with them after he bonks them, and then they'll die.
they'll fade away.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be recompleted.
No, I'm not a nobody.
I'm a human. You just killed me with blunt force trauma to the head.
You're nobody. Starts kicking on the ground. Now get recompleted.
You have any theories about Ava? Because I've heard theories that, like, one theory is obviously that she's Subject X, but she's like the second candidate that people believe. One
future
theory is
Kyrie
that she's
or something like that.
either future Kyrie or Kyrie's grandma.
Yeah,
I've heard
Kyrie's
people
grandma.
But I have
And that
no
and that
idea.
leads into also the Master of Masters is future Sora Fury.
Maybe. Maybe she's a fucking Yozora's girl. But no, they would have. Isn't Yozora's girl voiced?
Yeah. Yozora's girl was in the final world.
Yeah, and she was voiced, so they don't have. They probably, if they had the same voice actor, people would take note of that. I don't know. Then I generally don't know. She could be.
It comes down to, is she actually like someone like a
Is she
character
someone else we know? Yeah.
Or is she just a original character?
I'd say she's her own character, but I don't know what she'd be doing.
No, the only person she could be that we probably don't know would be like Subject X.
Yeah, but here's the thing: she could be dead. Because
she's missing, right?
Well, Lucius said when he brought the Four Toes together, and they're like, "Well, Ava's not here," and he said something along the lines of like she completed her role. And her role was to just gather like the dandelions so that they could preserve them into the data world when Daybreak Town, or when the Keyblade War happened. Yeah. And so if she did that, then she could have just died in the Keyblade War, and that could be it. But that just seems so anti-Kingdom Hearts that
yeah,
I don't see that as likely. I don't know. It's very interesting.
I think what will happen is that Ava will appear to someone, I don't know who it'll be, when they're at their most, like, beaten.
Right.
And she'll be the thing that kind of pushes them to the next objective.
I feel like that's more of a Strelitzia thing, because she literally did that in Union Cross with Lorium. Alright. We'll have to see on that. The Master of Masters, is he going to be the main villain of this game?
Not of this game.
Maybe not as like a fighting thing, but as like, the one orchestrating everything. Is it going to be him?
Yes.
Really?
But do you think he'll unmask in this game?
The thing that fucks me up about the Master of Masters is that 2 times now, one in Remind and I think one in Union Cross, he has said his name and it was blanked out for the audience. And that to me means that he has to be someone we know.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, I think they're going to milk that. They're going to draw that out, I think. So either if it is in this game, it would be like the secret ending. But I don't know. I don't even know if he's gonna be if he's not the one orchestrating all like the plot in this game, I don't know who else it could be, because he's like, I think maybe 3 times now we've seen like stuff of Quadratum, and he's been like the bookend of it. Like we saw that in the secret ending of the original KH3, where he does like his hands around the moon thing, and then we see him in the KH4 trailer.
Alright, here's what's gonna happen.
No, yes.
So they've been blocking his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
His name will be Yozora, right? When he takes the hood off, it's just gonna be Noctis, not Yozora. And as you know, Noctis is voiced by Ray Chase.
Ray Chase, yeah.
And it's gonna be a moment of it was so obvious the entire time.
Everyone guessed it as soon as that cover came out. And Nomura was so angry, but he was so fucking spiteful that he didn't change it. Which is good, that's what the writers should do. But oh my god. Could you imagine? Fuck me. I
have to imagine the restraint Nomura went through when he went, Yozora, you are being voiced by Zack from Sweet Life Zack and Cody, and the Master of Masters will be Ray Chase.
Right.
But I have to. There's a reason I have to imagine, because 15 Noctis is not his Noctis.
Right.
More on that later.
Right, yeah, we'll do another episode on all, like, Final Fantasy 13 verses and Final Fantasy 15 stuff, because you could fucking lead the charge on that, and you could just tell me about all that stuff. Alright, so Master of Masters is that, Strelitzio, what's she gonna do in this game?
She'll do a lot of explaining to Sora about Quadratum.
Uh-huh.
And she'll be like, she may actually be like Sora's main party member for if this is gonna be like the hub, right?
I considered her being a party member. I was gonna mention it when we were talking about Donald and Goofy, and then I'm like, you know what? I would actually put money on her not being a party member.
Like, I can imagine her being like the person does all your, like, you go to for all your hub stuff, if this is gonna be a hub, right?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
And she'll also be the thing that does. You can ask her a lot about like lore stuff, and she'll also do like a glossary about Quadratum.
Mm-hmm. It's really sad that I could put money on her not being a party member because she is also a Keyblade wielder.
Yep.
Oh, that's just how I feel about these games.
I can imagine, like, after doing missions, is the thing of Sorezia and Sora on the couch talk about things.
She's the Psyx of this game if we're comparing it to Days.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm really interested in her as a character. I'm interested in all of, like, that's the thing. I don't like a lot of Union Cross, but if they actually bring the characters in and make them important and flesh them out, I am interested in them. The problem is they don't make them interesting in Union Cross to me. But that's usually because I want them to be, like, you know,
voice acted
and fully
nice.
Rendered in the game, and not just be like really doofy looking static models. I don't know, dog. Anyway, the last one I have is just the other miscellaneous Union Cross characters. Because the way I see it, Ephemer's already dead. You know, he founded Scala and then ended up dying, so his spirit was there in the end of 3 to help out. Brain has a whole fucking can of worms going on with him that they're probably not going to deal with in this game. They're probably going to do more of that and probably Missing Link, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And that just leaves Skuld, who I think many people believe is Subject X. So if they're not going to deal with that in this game, they probably won't deal with her. And yeah, that's, I guess, what I think about that.
What about young Xehanort? And Xehanort, or Xehanort in general? I have to imagine we have cutscenes of we seeing him talking to the Master of Masters, or we see him during his. Actually, I assume Dark Road covered his journey he took and all that stuff.
They did a lot of that. From what I know, like Dark Road mostly covers his time at Scala training with Ericus, but they also do stuff like when he first found Ven. And when the master, they like showed a little bit more of the Master of Masters giving him the cloak. Like, I'm pretty sure what happened there is he thought he was good enough to go through a corridor of darkness without protection, and he collapsed. But the Master of Masters found him and like brought him to safety and gave him the cloak so he could do it on his own. But honestly, I think I don't know. I don't see Xehanort being. Like, here's the thing, and I already shared this anger with you. The fact that they're putting so much development into Xehanort after he's already dead, and his saga that he's named after is over, to me, that either means that they're wasting my goddamn time on something that's not relevant anymore, or they have future plans for him. And if they do have future plans, that could kind of take away from the ending of KH3, which by all means, I think KH3 generally had a satisfying end for Xehanort.
Oh yeah. Sora goes, you can't control everything. Things just happen. Something just happen.
Also, you killed my girlfriend.
You're a fuck. And Xehanort's like, fine. You beat me.
You beat me. Checkmate, boy. It's like, fuck your chess bullshit. You killed my girlfriend.
And also, I'm gonna go hang my boyfriend in heaven. Goodbye!
So yeah, I don't. Both of those options, I'd rather they do something with him post Dark Road to actually make Dark Road seem worth it than them not and waste the time on Dark Road for nothing. I'd rather it be the former. But if they're gonna do that, I think the most we're gonna get of Xehanort in this game is them basically like recapping at the beginning, like, yeah, we know nothing about Quadratum. Xehanort did, but he's gone now and we can't ask him. I think that's the most they go. Unless they do something where they can go to like it turns out Xehanort's in the final world and they can go talk to him about it. Which
I feel like if they ever do like any type of like narrator stuff, right, over the game, Xehanort will be the one that narrates it.
Here's the thing, they have to get Christopher Lloyd, and he can be kind of expensive. Or they can just get Ben Diskin.
I was about to say, it would probably be young Xehanort.
Yeah, they can just get Ben Diskin, I guess. No shade to Ben Diskin, I love you as a voice actor, but, you know, Christopher Lloyd. It shocks me that they got him back from Melody of Memories.
Go see that boy, Sora!
Anyway, that's the last of the characters I have, so is there anyone else you can think of?
Did we talk about Yozora?
Oh, yeah. Right, Yozora. We kind of talked about it earlier. I don't know if they're going to go... it all depends on if they're still planning on doing a Yozora solo game. And if they do that, I think the best way to do that would be to have that game just focused all on him, and then at the end, they kind of tease the tie-in, and then, 4 is Sora's game in Quadratum, Yozora's solo game is his solo, his game in Quadratum, and then they come together for the next installment.
Mm-hmm. And it also depends on how much of Yozora's game or this game is going to be taking the ideas that Nomura never got to use for Versus 13 and then putting them into this.
Oh, man. The thing that most interests me is the idea they brought up about, that's not what he actually looks like.
Yes.
Because,
and then him and Sora doing the KH1 quote together.
Yeah, I love that scene, by the way. I love that scene where they do that quote together, because not only is it a great bookend for the series, but it also ends with Sora just saying, I have no fucking idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Which leaves the audience in a great place, because they're like, yeah, we're right there with you, Sora. And also it's showing, Sora has been through all of this. He has literally time-traveled to save his friends, and he is fucking stumped by this new set of circumstances that we're going with now. I really like that, actually. All that being said, I have no idea.
Everything with Yozora is the most insane thing I've ever seen in terms of a developer can do with a video game, of a man being so disappointed and upset that he can get to do his project, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in turn, injecting it into his other baby.
As, the big stepping stone for the next in the canon of the series.
Yeah.
Especially considering how funny it is that he made it, the opening of fucking Toy Box.
Which, mind you, they've been wanting to do Toy Story in the game since KH1, I think.
Yeah, because they had the models for Woody and Buzz in KH1, didn't they?
Yep.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Nomura, you fucking crackhead. I can respect him, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, this stuff is losing so many people.
It's so funny, him saying multiple times, I'm not upset that I lost the project with Versus 13. Uh-huh.
It's Facebooking, posting photos at the gym after a breakup. You jealous yet, Square? You jealous? This is what you could have had. That's what Nomura's doing. I don't know, man. That has to be its own fucking topic. But as far as Yuzuru goes, I actually think it's more likely than not that he's gonna play some part in this game, just because they left people on such a cliffhanger with that in Remind, especially.
I'm here to save Sora.
Yeah, I'm really interested in that. As much as I have my problems with that, like, I'm not totally on board with Yozora, but I'm also, at the same time, I'm, like, really intrigued by it. Like, I am really intrigued to see what the fuck Nomura's gonna do with this crazy-ass game. Oh, man. What other characters do we have?
I mean, I think we've gone through all the ones that would really matter.
All the big power players are accounted for. I mean, Darkness with a capital D.
Yeah, he'll be there probably, but I don't know what he'll be doing. What, like fucking Lexius and Zoldan? Who fucking cares? You don't even have voice actors anymore.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's why I just lumped him in with Ansem and Enzo and Demix. I just think they're fixing. Yeah, I don't know. I think.
Oh, well, I know a character we'll definitely see a lot. Probably a lot more of will be the Star. That's Yozora's girl.
Oh yeah, what are the fans calling her?
I don't fucking know.
The fans have a name for her. I don't remember.
Nameless.
Name and Star. Yeah, it's Nameless Star. That's the official name, but the fandom Stella. That's what the fans are calling her for now.
I bet you we're not gonna actually see her. Like, we're not gonna see like the Star version of her, but we will have people talk about her, and may even see like her human form, like in like posters or something like that.
It's got to be the girl from the trailer, right? From the Rex trailer. That's got to be her, right?
Yeah, and I assume we'll see her in like posters and stuff, like advertisements that have her on it.
Yeah, but what is she in this world? Because in Toy Box, that's a video game. That's of a fictional world. So is that actually like in Quadratum? Is that like actual stuff? Like in Toy Box, them fighting giant mechs and stuff and saving the world. That's just a video game story. But in Quadratum, seeing as how this is like a world of fiction, is that stuff actually happening here?
I assume. All right. So if we go by versus 13, and who her character should be in that, I believe who would be Luna Freya.
Right.
Luna Freya, because Noctis was the son of a politician.
Was Noctis supposed to be the main character of versus 13?
Yes.
Okay.
And Luna Freya is his love interest.
And that would match up.
Yes. I can't remember if she's supposed to be like an idol, like a singer, or if she's also just a part of she's a politician of like another kingdom. But like she, I could see her, like, people knowing her, right?
Right, and that's why I said there'd be fucking stuff like pictures of her. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. I don't even know if you're familiar with this, but there is the lingering hanging Chad of the true Dandelion from Union Cross. There's a scene where Lushu comes in. It's towards the end of the game, I think, and it's where he comes in and he has like a white cloak.
The white cloak.
And he like sends it into the future and calls it the true Dandelion. And some people are saying that's Strelitzia because she was seen walking around with him earlier, but
with a white cloak also, I think.
Yeah, but this one, it doesn't seem to have a body in it, so it's not really clear. But I don't know. That's probably something that's not gonna fucking come up at all, and maybe Nomura's just hoping everyone forgot about that. Who knows? Anyway,
what happened to that one guy who was wearing like the orc suit? He's wearing that hat on top of it.
What guy?
He's a guy who's basically like his face is covered. He's wearing like
this guy. Is it this guy?
Yes.
Okay, that's Sigurd. He's the one who meets Brain when Brain shows up in Scala from time traveling, and he's like, you were prophesied to show up here, and Brain points out the statue. And it's like, oh yes, that's Ephemer, the founder of this place, and yeah, he's like, yeah, he was a good friend. That's all we've seen him in so far, and that little plot line with Brain and Scala is still hanging open, as is Brain carrying the box with the hood, with the fucking cloak. I did do research on that, and the most likely scenario there is that Brain is Lucy's first apprentice, and he took the box and his Keyblade, because in one of the secret reports in 3, Lucy talks about how he gave his Keyblade away to one of the Union leaders, and that after he did that, he then lived on and eventually started taking his first vessel. So it's not likely that he took Brain as a vessel. He just gave him the key and the apprenticeship and stuff, so he could move on with the box as well. And that Lucy just started taking vessels after that. Lucy does appear in Dark Road in a new vessel called Bragi, I think. It's literally Braig, but you switch the I and the G. But that's about the extent of what I know about that. I don't know.
I have to assume since they're hiding Sigurd's face, he'll have to show up at some point.
Or he could just be not important.
That too.
He literally just showed up to fucking say, hey, Brain, this is Scala, and that's Ephemer. It's like, yeah, I knew Ephemer. I can see him just not being an important character. They did name him Sigurd, but they named everyone in Scala after Norse characters, so who knows? I think that's everything though.
Yep.
Who do you peg as the final boss of this game? If you had to make a guess.
Not the Master, of course.
No, probably not. I pegged the Master of Masters. I don't know if you remember this. I pegged him as being the secret boss of KH4.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be Yozora.
I have to imagine it's either one of the foretellers, or it's gonna be a character that's gonna show up in a later trailer.
Right. If it's a foreteller, I would put my money on Ira. Because he was their leader.
And that makes a nice
Luciu. Maybe Luciu's the final boss. Who knows?
Luciu with the Xehanort Keyblade finally.
Yeah, because he has it back now, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think Xehanort Keyblade with his Keyblade back finally.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping KH4 is really good. Remind really got me excited, because it finally showed me that they could actually make good fucking content. So I'm really fucking hopeful for KH4, especially because KH3, as much as it annoys me in places, it's actually still some of the better KH content, in terms of gameplay. It's not perfect, but it does have a lot of good in it. And with Remind especially, I think the future's looking good. I hope. The story is still... I'm gonna do a whole rant on KH3 in terms of storytelling. I'm not sure when we're gonna do that, but I will do that, and I will talk your ear off about that. But I'm at least I at least have this morbid curiosity about the story, where I'm not gonna praise it. I'm not gonna say this is good storytelling, because it really is just convoluted in the end. I do think it's too convoluted for its own good. But beyond that convolution, I am actually really curious about what other crazy shit Nomura could come up with, especially considering our new setting is a setting that is beyond reality and part of fiction, which in this case could be non-fiction. So this is a place where he could literally be bringing a video game character into the real world. And that, along with all the Versus 13 stuff, is just it's such a meta mindfuck that I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. If only from just a really masochistic point of view. I can't wait to have more headaches. Anyway,
I'm you're reminded about times Nomura had to say no to Shibuya in at the end of KH3 and 4 is not the one from The World Ends With You.
yeah, but he wasn't doing himself any favors when he ended Dream Drop Distance's Twooey storyline with fucking Neku saying like, "I'll see you in Shibuya."
Yeah, and
That's
and also
literally how they ended that.
Sora's dying and ends up in Shibuya.
Yeah, it's like, and especially with the fucking in the trailer, Strelitzia says like you've been asleep for fucking 7 days. So they're doing the whole Sora has died and the whole 7 days thing. How can you not think the Reaper's game from World Ends With You? You know, in Shibuya.
Hindsight is 2020.
It's people like that's the thing with the Kingdom Hearts community is that the fan community who are trying to dissect the story are so numerous and have so much time on their hands between the content that you can literally find any little piece of evidence to support any kind of crackpot theory you can think of. And
the sleeping realm theory.
It must be really hard on fucking Nomura for that reason. Like he actually has a story that he's trying to keep in mind that he really wants to tell, but people are getting so off track, and then when it's not what he had planned, they could get really disappointed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, you do what you do, you know? I'm excited. I'm really excited to play KH4, which I was excited for KH3, but there was kind of that underlying like, you know, KH has been kind of bad for a while. So I was also like kind of dreading that. But now that I have a bit more hope, I am more excited about KH4 in the future. And hopefully we get a new trailer, dude, cuz I would love to watch that with you.
Probably another one the next anniversary.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that could be a thing. Wait, hasn't that already passed? the anniversary was like a month ago.
Oh, well.
Anyway, but yeah, if you find out news of a trailer, let me know and we'll watch it together. And if a trailer drops suddenly, don't watch it and let me know and we'll watch it together.
I assume whatever next Cage event will happen, we'll show off Missing Link and probably another trailer for KH4.
Yeah, I hear closed beta is starting for Missing Link soon. Only in Japan.
Also, wait a minute, there's also still one other KH side game being made.
Is there?
Yeah, Nomura announced in production with KH4 there was 2 Kingdom Hearts games being made. One was Missing Link, and the other one still hasn't been revealed yet, I believe.
KH side project. Oh, what the fuck was that? Was that
Sorry.
you?
Yep.
Anyway, well, I don't really know anything about that. All I can find is Another Side by Project Distati.
Yeah, because I believe because Nomura made basically, I think 3 or 2 different teams.
Right.
One's working to make
a roadmap. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Okay. Any closing thoughts about KH4?
A far off dreams, like a far off memory.
That's. I think that's the quote. I think
yep,
you got that.
Exactly. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And
Same.
Next time, I will surprise you with another topic for our new episode of Dive to the Heart.
Yeah, please remember our show.
Please remember our show. What? Anyway, that'll be it. Signing off.
Are you leaving?
I am.
Who am I gonna podcast with now?
People need me. We'll get Chris on. He knows what he's talking about. Alright. Bye bye.